One of the biggest misconceptions that I see about the Facebook ads platform is the fact that people believe that the Facebook ads need to give you always fresh sales and new customers. This is a very big misconception, and I think that the people that are thinking like this, there are people that are not experienced enough, or the people that they teach it, they try to teach something in a way that they're going to make you feel, that you are right about it. But let me tell you that you are wrong, and I'm going to justify everything, and even at the end I'm going to show you another account that they are doing exactly this thing and how bad are the results. So we're going to go back before iOS changes. What did we have before iOS changes? We were having more data within the platform. Let me explain. We used to be able to target more people. More people means not only targeting more, but also more people sending data back to the platform. Now we cannot track them, so we cannot track all of the data. We are missing data. What does this mean? That we are optimizing our campaigns with less data. This is why 1% lookalikes didn't work anymore as they used to work. In theory, they are the best lookalikes, but they are not working very well, and the 10% lookalikes are working better. We're going to analyze this more in the stacked lookalikes version, 10%, and in the lookalikes in general. What I was seeing after iOS changes, it was that broad targeting was working better. Before that, the king was laser focused targeting, if you remember, interests, lookalikes, all of that. After that, 1% lookalikes never worked again. It took me 2 months of trying lookalikes, and then on September, I remember after the iOS changes, understanding that I have to do 10% lookalikes to work after tests. And then I started stacking 10% lookalikes. And then I started doing more crazy method broad targeting. I was doing broad targeting with crazy method even before iOS, but this is another discussion. But for sure, I could understand that the platform was missing data. They were missing so much data, and this is why we have seen companies having very good results before and not having very good results after. Why? Because their campaigns were optimizing with more data, which means that they were having better results. When you're starting realizing all of that, you're starting realizing why it's bad to exclude past customers. But I'm going to take it one step further. Sales campaigns. Facebook started doing sales campaigns for United States only because it's a huge market. In the smaller markets, they didn't have to do it anyway. But in a huge market like United States, they had to do sales campaigns, shop campaigns, within Facebook to have all the data. And they did all of that because of the data. They wanted to keep all the data within the platform so that people are going to buy from the shops, Facebook and Instagram shop, instead of losing this data when they go to the website, because that was the problem. It could not track everyone where they go and what they do. On top of that, we had delayed reporting. We had reporting up to 72 hours delayed because it couldn't find people. On top of that, we had statistical modeling. And this is another thing that came from Meta. What did Meta do? If you read over there on the statistical modeling, it says, if you hover over, go to your purchase event, and you're going to see inside brackets a two thing. You're going to see what is statistical modeling. Basically, they are predicting that you're going to have X amount of sales. If you read all of that, you will see that they say that we are adding more events and more sales inside. Of course, always they are under-reporting. This is why it's not an issue, but we're adding more because that means that we're going to have more data for optimization. So we know from everything that the platform needed broader audiences. Why? Because it was missing data. You couldn't do smaller audiences anymore and have very good results. You had to put events inside and more data. That's why they didn't stay on the pixel and they went to the API in order to have better reporting. Do you think that API is something very easy for Meta to implement? No. The pixel was just a code. You were just going and using the code inside the website, and it was easy to use. The Facebook platform was not meant to be a difficult platform for people to use. They always wanted to have an easy platform that even the dumbest person would go there, just do their ads, and they were just going to make it work for them. This is why we had the API now being really difficult for people to implement. Then they find other ways with Shopify to make it easier. But all of this is because the Facebook platform was always trying to be really easy, and it became really difficult after all of these changes. And we have now the API, which not a lot of people know how to implement. If they have Shopify, it's very easy, but it's happening so that we can have better reporting. Did they know API before? Of course, they didn't do it because it was difficult to train people to go for API, but now they need it. They need more data. So all of the things that we are seeing from shop ads, from the API implementation, which is difficult. And to be honest with you, in one of my trips to Meta, to Dublin, they told me that you people from e-commerce, you think that you are, the epicenter of everything. But let me tell you, you're just the tip of the iceberg. Because I was asking them if the pixel is going to be removed. And they told me the pixel is not going to be removed. 80% of the people are actually still using the pixel, and the API is being used by just a very small minority of accounts. If you just go, most of the people still use the pixel, which I was shocked because I was telling to all of my clients to go to API at that point. But all of this is happening because they need more data. More data means more power, means better optimization. We know companies, you might hear, or you might be one of them, that you had better results before the iOS changes. This was happening because of data. And this is why when the ASC campaigns came, they were start doing 20% retargeting initially, and then they were actually targeting a cold traffic audience. And this is why I believe they have worked immediately, because every feature in Meta doesn't work immediately, but this specific feature actually worked immediately, and the reason is that they realized that they need to do retarget. Another thing, you do a promo, and you see that Facebook is stealing all of this data from email marketing SMS. It's doing it in purpose. It's trying to get all of this data inside so that it can optimize your ads better. At the end of the day, you have to understand that if you're thinking like this, then you're going to understand more all of the strategies that we're discussing here. Why? I'm telling to you, are you having a bad period? Just do a promo, inflate the results within the platform, not just so that you can be happy because you have good results for 7 days, but so that you can be able to see, and I have videos later on proving that also with live ad accounts happening, that if you inflate your results, then your results are going to be better on the other period after the promo. Another thing, Black Friday. Why are we doing evergreen campaigns and we're building the ad account which is ready to have enough evergreen campaigns running there until we are running the ads on Black Friday, inflating the results on the evergreen campaign along with our promo campaign. We close our promo campaigns, but we are left with the campaigns that they have inflated results from the Black Friday. Because a lot of times people are running Black Friday and they're not just running any evergreen ads, they just run only promo ads. They end up closing the promo ads and be left again with whatever they used to have before the Black Friday. The point is to benefit also from the Black Friday, not only from the promo ads, but also from evergreen ads that are going to be inflated with data. If you start thinking like this, then you do understand why we should not exclude past customers and of course past traffic, because this is hurting you. At the end of the day, before we go into my PC, I'm asking you, what is the best data for you to find a new client? Somebody who is a loyal customer of yours and is going to be used as data in order to find someone else who is going to be a new client of yours, or someone who is a complete stranger and he just converted and then he's going to find someone like him. In my opinion, the more data that you give it, or Facebook steals, because it steals data from other platforms and stuff, the better it is, because the better results it's going to have. Let's go into my PC. Let me show you live how this has impacted the ad account and why it's bad to do it, and we will discuss it further there. Before we see this, I need to clarify that this is another account that I know. I'm not running ads right now because of a situation, doesn't matter, but someone else is, and I know that this is not a bad ad account. It can optimize, it has good creatives, the product is selling and all of that. So these are my campaigns over here, which are doing pretty well. And as you can see, they're having this kind of CPM. And these are the new campaigns, which are both, these two campaigns, but with exclusions. Okay, and basically, they're using the creatives that they're using, they're tested and they're good. And they're using the same broad targeting and lookalikes. Here I'm doing ASC and they're using, just because they want to exclude, they're using broad targeting and they're using also lookalikes in CBOs with single ad set. First of all, there's no reason to go and do other ads other than ASC campaigns over here, since you know that they're working. Let's say that you want to test them, okay? Coming here and doing this, I'm going to show you. Basically, we're having this email list, exclusions, right? Website visitors, purchases, engagement from Facebook and from Instagram. Basically, you're just saying every day, just target new people. For all the things that I told you earlier about the results and how they are helping inside the campaigns to find more people. I'm telling you that these results are bad because these are the same creatives that are not working at all here. We have spent this amount of money, and here with this amount of money, which is kinda the same, we're having much better results. Of course, the frequency is higher comparing to this, but what do we care about? The results or about the frequency? Okay, the CPM is a little bit higher compared to the others, but I need to discuss this with you. Someone might come and say over here, yes, my friend, the new client acquisition is 218, 268 for these two campaigns. This is the cost per purchase for new client acquisition because of the exclusions. Wrong. The client acquisition, maybe it's not the new client acquisition, maybe it's not going to be 42 and 57, but for sure it's better for that. Why? Because in case number one, you're using 4 purchases in the last 14 days and 5 purchases in the last 14 days to find new clients, and in the other, you're using 34 and 25. I'm not talking about the last one, guys, because it's retargeting. You're using 34 and 25 data points to find new customers. Which campaign do you think has the best possibilities of finding new clients compared to the other? I hope you're saying the 34 and the 25. The other thing, the retargeting on these campaigns, it's happening on the beginning. I have tested it. I know in ASC campaigns, when you see the breakdown of results in the audience segments, you are going to be able to see that there is going to be 20 or 30% retargeting, but this is happening mostly on the beginning of the campaign. Then it's going to stabilize. I'm not going to say that it's going to disappear, but it's going to stabilize. In the beginning, these campaigns are starting with retargeting first, and they are doing it for all the things that I told you earlier. But don't think that this is the cost per purchase of new client acquisition, because this one, it's having better cost per new client acquisition. Now, how can you prove it? I have proven it with. You have to understand that when I'm going to say this to a client of mine, which is paying me, he's going to research it also. He's not just going to believe me, he's going to start looking his numbers in the Excel worksheet, the bank, the new clients that he took from Klaviyo. He's going to compare periods that we were doing exclusions or not, and he's going to see the numbers. The people that are paying Facebook ad managers like me, they're not stupid. They are paying us a lot of money, but they are also checking us, and they see what we're saying it's true. Yes, in theory, it's 100% correct. Is it correct in reality? 100% correct, because I have tested this with business owners that I'm working with for years and years, and I can tell you that you're getting better results on new client customer acquisition comparing to when you're just excluding customers, because Facebook is a platform that is working with data. If you are going to take away the data, the results are going to be worse. We have seen this with the iOS changes. We have seen that the results were worse comparing to the previous period when we didn't have the iOS 14.5 change. So if this is not going to convince you, I don't know what else is going to convince you. I'm showing you ad accounts, and I'm showing you actual examples of why you should not do it. Now, if you are one of these cases that you're just having one product that you cannot sell again, do it, but at least don't exclude the traffic or the people who engage with your social media, because maybe there are people there that are going to convert, but they haven't converted the first time. Okay. The second thing is that your CPMs are going to rise. I get it if you just have one item. Let's say, for example, my course. Okay. The way that I'm selling it with ads, let's say that I don't want to retarget people that they have bought my course. Yeah, I can understand it there. Is it right? No, because I'm thinking that I need to make another course so that I can start upselling to the people that they buy this course, the other course. This is the correct way of thinking, also in e-commerce and also in every other business that you are having. E-commerce and what you're doing on Facebook, it's not about the first sales. It's about growth. It's about growth, building a community, taking emails and all of that, and how you're going to utilize it. For example, can I have all the people that bought my course, 50% of them or 20% of them buy another course that I'm going to make about, I don't know what, about ASC campaigns, and they're going to buy it? then I'm winning money without marketing costs. This is the correct way of thinking. In other words, it's a marathon, guys. It's not a sprint. Yes, you can make it a sprint and you can make money and then have your ad account collapse. It's up to you. But if you treat it as a marathon, then you do really understand why you should not exclude past customers if you have repeated sales and past traffic in any case. And if you still don't believe me after all the things that I have showed you, I have another video which I'm making today, days later, after the situation that I have showed you with existing customers and in this ad account. And here we can see that we have one campaign which is working. When this campaign has started in the 21st of February, 21st to 26th, what does this mean? That means that over here this campaign is performing well while the others are not. It's an ASE campaign. What does this mean? That it's not excluding past customers. But the people here, they have done this, which is existing customer budget cap 10%. And they said, okay, we want to exclude people. Facebook doesn't let us, so we're going to do ASE campaign, but we're going to do that. Let me tell you, my friends, what Meta did for their decision. Because we can go to the breakdown. We can see here by demographics and audience segments. And basically we can see that Facebook has spent also on the existing customers. Over here, as you can see, 50% of the budget or even more than what the engaged audience. By the way, that this budget customer existing customer budget cap is going to be removed anyway from the ASE campaigns. The reason is that it wasn't working and it wasn't respecting the numbers that we put, but also on the other hand, this proves that Meta doesn't want it to be there because they want to use data also from existing customers. And even in the way that they have done it here, maybe they think that they're doing 10%, but they're not. And they're doing more than 50% to existing customers because of this stupid setting that they have. In other words, they're having good results because they're not excluding past customers over here, and it's very obvious. The thing is that they need to also understand it in the ad account and move on and stop excluding past customers in order to have better results. And this is another proof that it wasn't done by me and it has nothing to do with me. It's the same ad account that I showed you before. They stopped doing this stupid thing and they have immediately good results. If this is not going to convince you, I don't know what else I should do. I guess the other step is for me to swallow swords, I guess, in order to prove this to you. That's all, and I will see you on the next one.